Good morning. It's the morning break. As we continue to try to mess with this music, I'm at a point, I got to be honest, of just going back to the old stuff. I'm not feeling this one. This was a suggestion from somebody on my team, and I'm just not. It might be cool for something else. Does not feel like a morning break kind of music. Does to you? Kind of feels like chilling out, like on a Saturday morning or something. Definitely not. I'm Rob Patz. This is the morning break. Hey, it's Mondays with Moly. We're gonna have Moly here. We're gonna talk some motivation, talk life in general. Happy day after Easter. I hope your Easter was amazing. I hope you had a great day. Love Easter. It's something, and I thought of this with Molly. It adjusts, changes different Easter for different years. Molly's away from her husband this year, and for us, it was a different. We got to lead the worship at Living Faith Church in Lima. We led worship and did the message. And so we weren't with family, a little different dynamic. So I hope you had a great Easter. By the way, you can check out that service tomorrow night on the Robin Christian Show, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And it's going to be neat. We tag team. It's the Road to Emmaus is what we talked about. Kind of a cool Easter story. And and something that I came up with. By the way, when I was a kid, I grew up as a pastor's kid. And here's the thing. They had these morning breakfasts situation, right? So breakfast, the pancake breakfast, Easter morning, right? Okay. Here's the deal. And I thought of this. You realize Jesus didn't show up until that night, the resurrection night. So I think you should have like an afternoon lunch. Forget that breakfast. Man, that was always hard as a kid, having to get up like early. Like, I mean, it was insane. My dad, thankfully, always had good sized churches, but we always had to it was ugly early because sunrise service used to be at 6:30 in Washington was the time. Dad got smart though. He went to like a multi-church, so we didn't have to do all this stuff. But I remember like getting up and having to be ready for church at like 5:30 on Easter Sunday. Oh, it was a long day. Easter Sunday, because we had multiple services. You had the breakfast, you had all that stuff going on. And it wasn't a small task because it was, like I said, Daddy had good sized churches. And so yeah, it was interesting. So yeah, on the Road to Emmaus sermon yesterday, afterwards, I was in the truck with Kristen and I said, you realize Jesus didn't show himself until night, and we're all getting up early. Just things I think about. Man, you ready? Tonight is Final Four. We're down to the final two, championship game. Michigan, UConn. It's hard. It's hard because, living in Ohio, we have issues with Michigan as far as University of Michigan. We love the state, just not University of Michigan. It's hard though for me to pick against them tonight. I really do. I think they have it. I know there's a lot of talk about the fact that UConn is bred like champions, and I get that, and they've shown up a couple of times, the Duke game. So will you be watching tonight, and who's your pick? The funny part about it, Michigan was in my final two, but my other final two was Duke, and of course UConn knocked Duke out, and so but I picked Duke. So I am going to go out on a limb, not because I hate University of Michigan in this case, but I am going to go out on a limb and say UConn wins. We'll check in tomorrow. I got a great show tomorrow also, so you want to check in with that. I hope you had a great Easter. Did you do anything fun? The thing that I miss not being a kid anymore is coloring eggs. And to be honest with you, I did not have any eggs yesterday. We had a great time with my mother and father-in-law and Doug, Lori, and Sophia yesterday. After we got done, we were late arrivers because we had to drive a good distance to get home. But what a great day. And I did not. She had the pickled eggs, the beet pickle eggs, and it was a hard pass for me. They look pink, and I don't know, just something about them. The diet, no, it's not happening. Not a good look for me. Not something that I want to do. The funniest thing is because we changed after we got done with the church, and they mentioned it looked like Kristen's sweater, which I'm not sure that was a compliment or not. Uh, that's for other people to decide. By the way, quick look in. We are in San Diego this morning for our My Snackies, my hyphen snackies look in cam. Beautiful San Diego, California. First time I had really amazing, authentic Mexican food was in San Diego when I was a young lad. Uh, I think I was 7 or 8 years old, and my dad was speaking in San Diego, and, it was somewhere around there. So, yes, San Diego, beautiful place. My wife and I are planning a trip there, and that's kind of the thing now. You get past Easter and you start planning, like, your trips for the year. We have a family vacation. We're going to Puerto Rico, by the way, for our family vacation this year. So that's gonna be amazing. By the way, thanks to the great folks at My Hyphen Snackies for their look in cam. Now you can't get your snacks. It won't get there in time unless you're in Wichita. That you won't get your snacks for tonight's big game, but make sure you get it for all the big events coming up throughout the rest of the season. Go to myhyphensnackies.com. Get your order in for freeze dried candy. It is incredible. It is good tasting, and I never knew I liked freeze dried candy until this. So it's kind of cool. I didn't realize I liked that stuff, and now voila, here I am digging the freeze dry. I'm not a big candy or snack person anyway. Which when you look at me, people go, "Really?" And I'm like, "No," but I like real carbs. I'm like a carb guy. I like pasta. Give me pasta. That's my snack, my treat. But man, it was a fantastic Easter, just a great day, and so amazing. Um, I think that the one of the things that I think about a lot, and being a pastor's kid, of course, I mentioned that a couple of times, is Easter was like the Super Bowl for my dad. Palm Sunday was pregame, and Easter Sunday, he was pumped every year. And standing on stage, really for my first Easter service and speaking, it was there was a little bit of emotion there. Kristen and I did it together, which I always love because she bails me out when I get wondering in stories, and she does it really well, and people don't know. But yes, so tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time for our our show, and check that out. It's going to be incredible, a lot of fun. By the way, I want to thank the great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee. You know, I talk about it all the time, and it goes without saying, I love their coffee. It is fantastic, delicious, incredible. Any of the words you want to use. But right now, they've got some great deals going on their website. Go to 7weekscoffee.com. That's 7weekscoffee.com. And when you order, hey, listen, it helps us out. It helps them out so they know where they're spending their money in the right place. Use the promo code ATV10. Plus, it saves you 10% off. It's Mondays, so it must be time for Moly. When we come back, it's Mondays with Moly.
Behind every precious life, there was a choice. Behind every family moment, behind every special memory, there was a choice. A life of joy. A life that is beautifully and wonderfully made. At 7 Weeks Coffee, we are funding the pro-life movement, one cup at a time. Will you let your coffee serve a greater purpose?
Great folks, 7 Weeks Coffee. Remember, use the promo code ATV10 when you order. And my suggestion, get the variety pack. If you've never had small roast, small batch coffee, Start with the variety pack, find out which one you like. By the way, today is National Fresh Tomatoes Day and Mondays with Moly, which should be on there also. I really believe that we should have a national day for Mondays with Moly. Molly, good to have you here with us. And by the way, do you like fresh tomatoes?
I do. If you put a little lemon pepper and garlic salt on there, then it just makes it like, oh, the taste is so good. Fresh, crisp tomatoes, yes.
So, tomato sandwiches? Are you a tomato?
No, not on the sandwich because it makes it soggy. I'd rather eat it on the side if I have it at all. And that's if I have it. But on the sandwich, for some reason, it makes it except the BLT. A BLT does need a good juicy tomato because you got to have a
Yeah.
little something in there.
Well, yeah, hence the BLT part. Otherwise,
You got to have it. You got to have the
an L.
tea.
It's just a B and an L. Then, if it's not, it's
Being
just a
an L
bacon.
minus the T. In
Yeah.
California, we like to add the A, which would be avocado everything.
Yes, and yes. So I don't know. I can't do green foods. That's just.
What? No green foods at all? Are you
I,
what?
I
Rob,
no, I
okay.
do eat green food, but I don't like green food that's mushy. And avocado is mushy.
But it's
It's
so you can have it a little bit more firm though, doesn't have to be mushy. So you don't like guacamole? Guacamole's out.
yeah, guacamole's off the
Wow.
table. Kind of
Interesting.
like it's different than if you know the quote, something like the salt and pepper. Eh,
You know
if you
what? If
know
you
the
don't
if you
I'm
know the movie, I am big props to you because you are a Matthew McConaughey fan. And so yes, but anyway, so hey, a lot
digress.
going on, and I want to ask you, of course, tomorrow night, brand new Salted, going to be a part of the schedule tomorrow night, 9 p.m. We have that coming up, but so many things going on. Also, by the way, and we didn't get to this, and I guess that's because we didn't stick to the script, but it's also National Teflon Day. Get it?
Teflon Day?
Stick to the yes.
Oh, I see. There's a national day for everything, and Rob has all of them. If you ever want to know what the national day is, you just got to tune into the show.
If it's my radio background, we always did that. We did those kind of bits, and so yes, it makes me feel good. It's like going back to my youth and reliving that by talking about national days. Because also, oh, seriously, the tomato thing, tomatoes are good for you. Everyone should have some tomatoes. But tell me about you did off air, but I want you to tell everybody you had a great Easter weekend. You did some fun stuff. Tell us what
Yes.
happened.
Well, our church for Thanksgiving and Easter, and they have a couple more events. We're pretty new at this church. We moved out to Las Vegas in September, so we had a big park event. This is where you can invite anyone, and we called it Spring into Faith. So right after Easter service, I mean, we just took over the park. So a huge line of like a buffet of food, games, decorations. We had like 4 balloon arches, and just people to have good community. And this time of year, Vegas weather is actually really nice. It's not too hot yet. So it's perfect park weather out there. But I just love the divine conversations of people, you're in church and you're listening, and maybe you can catch them after church if you get a chance. But this is where you really get to sit in it with them. And that's one of my favorite parts. Share a meal together. Really, how are you doing? Take time. So many people, they do want to be heard. They do want to share and have a listening ear. And these events, whether somebody doesn't really maybe want to go to church, maybe they don't feel comfortable, but they just happen to be walking by and they see that an event's going on. We had a ton of people do that. What are you guys doing? Hey, are you hungry? So we feed them first because everybody loves food.
Yes.
And then just how are you doing really? And you just saw people kind of melt of like, wow, like people actually care because now more than ever, people just need love. They need love. And so it was so fun. I got there at 4:45 in the morning to help secure the park, and I left about 4 o'clock. So it was a very long day, but it was worth it. Well worth it.
So you understood my earlier monologue about sunrise service and that
Oh, yeah.
but did you notice though, and this was a key thing, Jesus didn't show himself until afternoon, late evening. I think we should forget we can still have breakfast all day is good, but we can like evening breakfast. And I think that would be so awesome. I just this whole morning service thing. I mean, the whole morning breakfast is
I love morning. I love early service. I love just like starting my day that way. Like there was a time where I was going to an 11 p.m., not 11 p.m., 11 a.m. service, and that's way too late for me. I'm like, oh my goodness, like the day's gone. But I know some people are night people. So there's a lot of churches that may be a little bit bigger and they have Saturday evening, or maybe that's when they can get their building. I am not a night service person. Like my brain's firing on all cylinders in the morning. So I have to be right then and there.
see, that's it. See, and I think that for me, I like a 9 o'clock service. I am 9 o'clock, and then I'm out and done by 10:45, 11. And for us, especially with our schedule, that works out amazing. It's not always convenient, but it does work. So what we got to talk about a couple things. First and foremost, I know you're not probably a following the basketball thing, but you got to pick Michigan or UConn so that when we follow this
I mean, UConn always takes it. I mean, it's just it's all like every time it's always UConn. So I'm going for Michigan. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing UConn. No offense, they work hard. That's great. But like, I want an upset. Like, let's get somebody else's name on a plaque somewhere. Like, come on.
Okay, so we'll do that. And you're not going to fry your tomatoes in your Teflon. We've got those things all squared away, so we can move on. So tell me, so this is the thing, and I found this really interesting. I read an article. I wanted to get your opinion on this. I was going to send it to you, and then I forgot. There's a study that came out last week, and it was for people that own their own business, and it was talking about life work balance. That is kind of the big thing this year. And as somebody who has really bad, I am bad at life work balance, and Molly knows this because I'll text everybody at like 11:30 at night. How do you do it? And especially now with your husband being away, so you maybe starting to already fall into a trap where, hey, listen, I've got nobody else to worry about, so it's just me. I'm here. I can do work all the time. How are you creating that? And what would your suggestion for, let's say, a business owner that's trying to create a life work balance?
I created a structure for myself a long time ago. When I first became an entrepreneur, that's one of the hardest parts. Okay, I have the whole day. How do I want to utilize this day? So I have found out the best piece of advice that I took for myself, or where are my most productive hours? Meaning like, where am I firing on all cylinders? So for me, it's the morning. And then how can I maximize my mornings? So I do that. And then there's days I'm done by like 1 or 2 o'clock because I do everything I need to get done. And then I have a cutoff point being like, okay, now go take a walk, got to go run errands, whatever you want to do. And yes, now that I'm home by myself because my husband's in basic training, I mean, I literally have all this time. Lord, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? And I kept that going even after he left. And there's some moments where it's like, maybe I'll take a little nap here, what have you, if I get a little tired. But I don't overwork myself. I used to be that way, and I no longer am. I used to just be a workhorse constantly 24/7. Now, I say that, and there are seasons where you are working a little bit longer. You're building something, you're launching something, that happens. But if you can really get a handle on your most productive hours of the day and then your days of the week, depending on what kind of business you're running and what you're doing, you don't have to work a 9 to 5 in the business that you built, or even a 10 to 10, right? Like some of us work way beyond 9 to 5 hours. So I have seasons where I work a little bit more, but I get in the office around 7. I'm done at the latest, like 1, maybe 2 o'clock. And then I do go to bed pretty early, but my heaviest days are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Friday and Monday are days that are optional for me if I want to add things in there. That took a couple years for me to really start to pin down and cinch down. So if I want to take things on Mondays or Fridays, I can, but I know where my most productive hours are, which is important because I can get things done faster, be efficient, and not stretch it out. Because after 1 o'clock for me, unless I have a meeting already booked, after even 12 o'clock, boop, the crash starts to hit. So I know that about myself, and I want to make sure, how can I get everything I need to get done before the crash hits? And then I space it out throughout the week too. So I'm not like Monday, we're just like, oh, we're just like bleeding ourselves dry, and then I have nothing else for the week. So it just takes knowing yourself. What kind of schedule do you want? And then I have a calendar booking link for people to book on. I make sure that it fits in the confinement of the schedule that I want, unless I want to give somebody time outside of that. So boundaries are huge. Otherwise, you will burn out.
Well, and I think that's one of the things you said, which I really, after I got married, I really started enforcing was I try to work less on Friday. And that gives Kristen and I, Kristen's usually done with court by like noon or thereabouts. Or not always, but on a good basis, she's done. So then we have that Friday afternoon, and we almost like it almost feels like cheating time. Like we're cheating the week
Yeah.
because it is, but you come back so much better. Now, for me, Monday through Thursday is really heavy, hammer down, and and I agree with you. I think mornings are my best. I get the most done, but unfortunately, like I just with the way my schedule is, I have to work till like 6:30, 5:30, 6 o'clock usually. I've taken a few things late as 6:30, but I try to get it done, and I'm usually in the office by 8:30 if it's a good day. If it's not a good day, it's 9:15. And then of course I do this show. So this kind of keeps me in a and I think of this. I think this is one thing that and if I didn't do this, that I would still create something. Create something in your morning that you kind of build around, like an anchor thing.
Yes.
Like I do this every day at this time. If I wasn't doing this, I would create, oh, I'm gonna create content for 10 minutes or have a 10-minute word window where I'm doing this or something that you kind of anchor your day around.
That's so good because otherwise you'll just be flopping around everywhere. So that's if you can really anchor it around that, it's perfect. Because there's some days where I'm like, okay, here's like the most of where I have something important, a call booked, a podcast book, whatever. Then I try to build around that. So I'm not working from like, 9 to 2, and those are my two meetings. It's like, how can I condense it and like really be able to, yeah, just be efficient with the time. So I hear you. It's really important, and everybody's schedules look different, seasons of life. I don't have kids in this current season of life, but I built this schedule designed for when we do have children, how I can really condense it. So I'm not having to do that once we have kids. So it's going to be work no matter what for you to be able to, okay, where am I going to buckle down and zero in? But if you can be that much more effective and efficient in like a couple hours that you do get, maybe you're working something part time or you are full time. Where can you get? I always try to get my hardest stuff done or the stuff that I don't want to do during the time where my brain's just like moving. And that's usually before like 10, 11 a.m. I'm like, okay, the things I don't really want to do, need to do are going to go here. And then taking calls and talking to other people. There's certain things like I'll go till 7 o'clock at night if I absolutely have to because it energizes me. But the stuff that doesn't, you got to get that done first. Otherwise, it'll just keep getting bumped down and stacking. And I'm sure you've had weeks like that where
Oh
you're
yeah.
like, how did this happen?
Yes, totally. Hey, tell everybody about tomorrow night. It's Salted. This is going to be another great episode. Give everybody a sneak peek of what tomorrow night holds.
A sneak peek. Well, there is what I love about this show is the four of us, Vivian and Stephanie and Trudy. I mean, we all just come from different perspectives. And I love when we get on there and, there's a couple things that we talk about. One that has made headlines for quite a bit of weeks. And it's just the reaction from believers that came when this woman wanted to air her side of the story after this public fiasco. It really just gets you to question of like, okay, where are we coming from? What bandwagon are we jumping on? Or what is God calling us to do as believers? Because a lot of us look like the world with certain things instead of looking like Christ. And we just really get to dig into the meat of the discussions. And we kind of telling ourselves, like, hey, when this happened, guilty. This is what I did, but this is how I corrected it or how the Lord corrected me. So we're really being honest with like, okay, here's where we were. But there's just such great wisdom and deep discussion in there that allows people to really think and then encourage them to, share your feedback, share what you're gleaning from this or any topics that we want to talk about. So it's going to be a really loaded, packed show of just really great insight and then also some really fun stuff that gets you to just want to be more generous when you're out and about. And I'll leave it at that. And everybody loves a
Woo.
good generosity story. So it will be really fun to hear this one and just kind of get the wheels turning. So stay tuned. Salted, it's coming to you, and make sure you share it with your friends because I know women are looking to just be listening along to voices like this.
And I think that's a big thing, is one reason why we talked about starting the show was it really is a time where women are looking for other women to be voices and to be a part of a community and part of something bigger than themselves.
Yes, they're tired of like, okay, this is all that's out there. So, and we're settling. Like, no more settling. Get out of there. Like, stop wasting your energy and your time. So they are searching. And the only way people find it is by sharing and all of that. And so that's my ask, I guess, for the show is make sure you share the show with somebody else, 3 of your girlfriends. Let them know that, hey, there's some great stuff to listen to that's actually going to fill you up rather than take away from you. And women are looking for that in this hour. Definitely.
Definitely. So, hey, I would be remiss in not asking yesterday, what did you guys serve at the park when you were giving your food away?
Oh my goodness. What didn't we have? We had a barbecue going. So I mean, there was
Very
barbecue,
cool.
pretty much everything. One of the things that I brought is we have a women's night every Wednesday or every the last Wednesday of every month. And I make these meatballs. And apparently these meatballs are just like famous around the church. And it's only the seasoning. I'm telling you, it's like the spicy garlic, lemon pepper, and garlic salt. And I guess the love ingredient may be the ticket, but
There you go.
they're Costco meatballs and everybody's just like, I mean, I made, I think probably 50 servings of it, and a serving's like 5 meatballs. I made so many. And they were gone. Like there was not one left in sight. But yeah, everybody cleaned up. I mean, there was burgers, there was pastas, there was fruit, there was salads, desserts of all kinds, burgers, fried chicken.
That's
I mean, it was incredible. It was like
I love
you were not missing out. You were not lacking for any food. Let's say that.
I love that your church does that, because it's a great outreach for people that may be just
Yes.
walking by. And I think that was incredible. It's Mondays with Molly. Thank you for being with us,
Thanks,
Molly.
Rob.
Awesome as always. Check out Salted tomorrow night on the network, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Check out Mondays with Molly here on my show every other week, and also her show, 6 p.m. Eastern time every day. It is incredible. You need to check it out. And I don't even want to play this music. I gotta be honest with you. We're gonna play this. I got another one. We'll see if it's better. I think we need to go back to the old stuff. People said the old one was kind of confusing and sounded like it was slipping or something. But I don't know. I think we go back to the old one. UConn, Michigan tonight. I am gonna pick UConn. So against Molly's decision, I'm going with UConn to win National Fresh Tomato Day. Well, I have some fresh tomatoes. I put them on a sandwich. Disagree wholeheartedly with Molly on this. Need to have a tomato sandwich, some good mayonnaise. I like Duke's. I know that's I like Hellman's. I like them both. There's others. And those of you that know, I spent some time in Alabama. No, I do like their mayonnaise also. But to be honest, Duke's or Hellman's my 2 favorite. I think I like the tanginess of it. So celebrate that today. Tonight's going to be a great game. Join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time in the evening, 8 p.m. and evening, for the Rob and Kristen show. And I talked about that. And then at 9 o'clock, Salted, with just a fantastic team of people that put that show together. Wow, it has been a busy day. Thanks to the great folks at My-Snackies and 7 Weeks Coffee. And it's Monday, ladies and gentlemen. We've got this week already under control. You have taken your morning break. Now, let me get back to work.